What's up, y'all? It's your boy JGB chilling, and we got some, different. If you read the title, I'm starting, a little new series called Chill Chats, where I just kind of speak my mind. No script or anything. Just want to speak off the top of the dome piece. And for the first video, I wanted to focus around becoming your own best friend. As someone who was my biggest enemy to myself, this concept was foreign to me. This concept was I just never thought about it. I was so hypercritical of my actions and my thoughts that I would have never thought that becoming my own best friend, becoming what I want to see in my life, would have made life a lot easier for me growing up. For example, you know how people, they might have a parent who wasn't really there for them, or a parent who just basically wasn't the best parent they can be, or whatever the case is. And so that child who grew up in that circumstance with that parent, they might grow up and like their mission, their purpose might be, hey, I want to make sure when I have kids that they have a parent that they can look up to and depend on. I don't want them to go through what I went through as a child in my household, for example. And I think that's really, really important because, when you go home and when you're going to sleep, it's just you. It's just you. And unless you have a partner and y'all live together, it's just going to be you, and you're going to be alone a lot. So you're going to be around yourself. And if you hate yourself, if you're not your own best friend, life is going to suck. And throughout high school, man, it was terrible because I was so self insecure. I lacked confidence. I stuttered all the time. I still do, but I realized that, hey, it is what it is. Stuttering doesn't have to be the end all be all. It doesn't have to like literally dictate my behavior, because it did when I was growing up. Stuttering was a problem I had ever since elementary school. I went through speech therapy and all that, and I don't really know if it helped, or if it really helped or not, but it's just something I went through, and it definitely stuck with me. And I was super hard on myself because, oh my gosh, like I am, like I'm in high school right now and I'm still stuttering. Like, what's going on with me? Like, is something wrong with me? Is there a problem? And so, if I was my own best friend, if I was there for myself, if I was someone who I needed to lean on for myself, it would have made going through high school and just life in general a lot easier for me. It's really just becoming the friend that you need for yourself. Like someone who, let's say, someone who needs a friend to keep them accountable. Okay, well, how about you keep yourself accountable by doing X, Y, Z, by writing down, your things you have to do for the day. Like for me, I have a small little booklet, and it's my to-do list. I write down like 4 or 5 things I want to get done for the day each day, and those 4 or 5 things really don't change. So I just got to keep myself accountable. To be there for yourself, it doesn't have to be like this really hard, complex thing to do. It's really simply just, being grateful for yourself, being honest and being compassionate towards yourself, because I'm someone who will always show compassion, show love, and will support people around me that I care about. But it was hard for me to do the same for myself. It took a lot of counseling and reflection and journaling and even recording videos and looking back at how I sound and how I look in these videos. It took all that for me to really realize that, man, like I'm super hard on myself. Like I really need to take a step back and realize that I'm human. Like I'm also a perfectionist. I'm so, like, which is pretty common, as someone who always wants to strive for the best, right? To be the best they could be. Perfectionism is a pretty common trait to have. And I didn't even accept it until like it was said to me and brought up in conversations multiple times that, hey, like I think you're a perfectionist because you're like you always want to do X, Y, and Z, but like it's like if you don't do it, then like it seems like your world just turns upside down. I'm like, man, like you might be onto something, my brother. And so with that being said, I had to take a step back and realize that I'm human. and that I'm going to make mistakes. I hold myself to a really high standard. And I don't know if other people do that. I feel like a lot of people, some people do that, but like for me, like it's like I hold myself up to a almost unrealistic expectation that okay, like I had to do this, I had to become this, I have to do X, Y, and Z, and if I don't, then I'm failing in life. When I'm only 20 years old and I'm still trying to figure out what life means to me and like my career and like this life is so simple but also so complex. It really is just depending on how you see it. It really depends on your perspective. So my tips for just really being your best friend, showing compassion, being honest with yourself, realizing that you're human and that you're going to show mistakes, or realizing that you're human so that you are going to make mistakes. So don't be so hard on yourself. Treat yourself how you would treat other people. And the last thing I would say is that it's to let yourself grow. Life is a journey, a very long journey. It has so many different pathways that lead to success, and there's not only one way to take it. So just realize that, and I think life will hopefully turn out good for you. I mean, it'll definitely be a step in the right direction. It's something I wish I knew when I was in high school or younger. But anyway, I hope y'all learned something. I hope y'all enjoyed this little short, little new series we got going on. So yeah, stay chill, stay awesome, keep doing your thing, and I'll see y'all next episode. Peace.